Hi, how are you?
Doing good, how are you?
Good. Guys, we'll also use a bolster today. So while you're grabbing all the props, the 2 blocks, you're going to hear me say this a bunch as people come in, but 2 blocks, some therapy balls, a strap, a bolster over there. And if you'd like a blanket for a little extra cozy shavasana or with the knees down, you can grab that too. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. Hi, how you doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Likewise.
It's been so long.
I know.
I know, life's always.
It's always happening. I love the hair. Yeah. Did you cut it again recently? I feel like it shape shifts a little bit each time.
You know what? Yes, it does. Because what I found out about cutting your hair off is that you gotta get it cut a lot.
A lot. Shorter showers,
That's true.
frequent tending to.
It's definitely like, I thought I was gonna be like, oh, I use these products and but I like it too much. I can't
It's
grow
so
out
good. It
now.
suits you. Yeah.
I feel like it does too. I don't think I really
Good. Well, there's no layer.
Just
You want to try something?
Yes. That Friday night wig.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Hello, Sally. I took this shirt out of the dryer and I didn't realize I was just walking around all day like a polo mom. When do you guys have spring break? Do you get off for it?
I'm going to San Francisco, yeah. It's in 2 weeks? First week of March?
Okay, nice.
Yeah. What about you? You don't know?
I have it. I just I don't look until like the day before.
You only do once a week, right?
Twice.
Oh.
Mondays and
How
Wednesdays.
long is that drive?
Long.
How long?
It's like getting there because it's in the middle of the day is like 35 minutes and coming back is 45 because of traffic.
And what time does it start?
2. It's such a weird hour. It's 2:40 to 3:55. Yeah.
That's rough. Yeah, that's a bad time to come home.
So I'm just like flying on the highway.
Weird time for them to do yoga in the middle of class too.
Yeah. But
You would think it would start or end the day.
I know. Well, I think I had the choice of doing it at 9 a.m. and I said,
No.
so this is the better compromise. But I think it's coming up soon, and then the semester ends very early. It like ends end of April.
Yeah.
It like started so late and it ends
I
early.
know. The snow made everything weird.
Yeah.
I think this is my last go. I've been doing it for 4 years. I think it's time to, I don't know.
Retire. Collect your severance. Retire. Get that?
I'm burnt out.
Yeah.
And like, have no-
Especially with new job shift.
yeah.
Yeah. Too much.
And I'm just like, they're getting worse. I don't know if you feel this way or if you talk to them enough to know, but like,
Okay, let me
they're
turn this off. Did it start? And it moved? Did you have
it
to
was like
dig?
fully buried in, so I was waiting for it to move.
Did that
And I
work?
kind of just kicked it away at this point.
Perfect strategy. Hi. Yes, we'll use, I was just going to announce it to the group. We'll use all the props this evening. So while we're waiting on some folks to come in, 2 blocks, some therapy balls, and a strap that are in the basket. a blanket, and today we'll also use a bolster. If you don't have to grab one, but if you want to grab one, it'll be of use. So you can also use 2 blocks and a blanket. But bolster, literally every single thing you see, we will be using. Hello. Good. How are you? Okay. Busy today. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, y'all. Technically, can I ask a favor? We're still waiting. There's so much room for everyone to fit, and there's a lot of space up here. But we're waiting on about 8 more people, and I promise you they will fit. But I see a few inches of space. So if you see some room next to you on the right or on the left, if you could just scooch an inch or 2 closer so that folks who are slip sliding through the ice and coming through can slide their way right in. I got a couple spots up here, but there's lots of real estate over here that there might be some room for. Thank you. And we leave room for the ghosts in the back corner. Thanks, y'all. Hi, come on in. There's room up here if you'd like. I see some spots in the back corner too, but anywhere you see. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello. How are you? Good. Hi. Grace, I see a spot here. You can come up front anywhere you like. There's 3 or 4 spots up here, some room in the back, and then today, while you're getting comfortable, we'll use all of the props. So blocks, bolster, strap, therapy balls, and anything else you see. Perfect. Hi, how you doing? Good. Yeah. There's nothing quite like running to yoga, like when you're running late to yoga. I'm like, this isn't, I know, I'm like, but I will do it every single day. All right, y'all, it's really nice to see you. We'll start in a moment. Take your time to grab all the things. I can also bring stuff over to you as we start to get moving around. But happy Lunar New Year to those who are celebrating, officially Year of the Fire Horse. I know 0.0001 of what's going on as far as what we're looking forward to, but horses are very beautiful and fire is very transformative. So I can't wait to learn more and hear more from others that are celebrating as we start to shift through the year. For those who I haven't had a chance to meet yet, my name is Anisha. Very happy to be teaching. And is there more Lunar New Year celebrations happening? I saw the big one in Chinatown last night. Is there stuff? Sunday at 11 in Chinatown. You can.
Same parade, festival.
Oh.
Firecrackers, line dancing,
Did you say line dancing? Line dancing. Lion dancing. Okay. You can line dance next to the lion, but line dancing. I feel like my internet algorithm knows what I'm looking to see, which is, has anyone seen the training for the lion dance? Have you seen those videos? If you haven't and your phones are in the room, your phone will also hear me now, so maybe that's what's going to show up. But it's when they don't wear the lion, it's seeing the people's choreography on the pillars and on the floor. I see that stuff and I'm like, are we living in the same timeline? This is magic what they're doing, and I can sometimes not keep both feet on the ground. So we'll see what that feels like. Hi, welcome. You're great right here, yeah. Okay, so today is the last February Tuesday of the month. Is that true? No. Oh, gosh. Okay, second to last, sorry. I go one day at a time. So lucky for you, we have one more round of this. So for the whole month of February, I've kind of deemed it as the series of poses that we're doing all month long are deep hip openers and arm balances together. So the past 2 weeks, we've worked on a few variations. Today we'll explore another one. But what I've been mentioning the past few weeks in class is that if you were to kind of peel back all of the layers of yourself and see the skeletons and bones of your body and being, the bones of your arms are connected to the shoulders, knees and toes, but shoulders and the rib cage. And the rib cage creates this protection for your heart. And when we talk about the heart in our yoga practice, like, of course, I'm talking to that heart that's to the left of center, the one that beats, that vibrates, that enhances this life that we live in. But it's also that spiritual heart, the one that lives right, not in the front, nor just in the back, but in the very center of your being. In a couple of weeks, I teach the 7-week chakra series where we get into each one of the chakras, and the chakra of your heart, the spinning wheel and disc of energy, it's called Anahata chakra, which means unstruck, the ability to the place in which we experience love and are loved back in return, all exists here in the center of your being. So today, as we play and practice with an arm balance, a couple of variations, the metaphor or the concept to think about is, what does it feel like to stand in and on and from your heart? Not just the front, not just the back, but the very center of who you are. When the ground might feel unstable, when the world around you feels unstable, what does it feel like to stand with integrity on the foundation of your own heart itself? So today, take as many breaks, sip water, modify, lay down, give yourself time to pace yourself, for it's your practice and your time. Hi, come on in, welcome. If you guys in this, behind you guys, if we squeeze 1 inch closer to the side, we can bring you in right here. And I promise we're not moving off of our mat, so there's no harm. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but we're not moving off of our mat, so there's plenty of space for all of us, but thank you for making room. All right, when you're ready, let's begin in a comfortable seat, please, however that looks for you. You are more than welcome to begin lying down fully on the floor. You might start in a cross-legged position. You might be seated up on your knees. But if you are in a seat, perhaps you notice what it feels like to sit up on any gentle propping onto the edge of your blanket or onto your bolster, so that your hips naturally fall a little higher than your knees, to allow for your low back to lift and lengthen, just stacking the deck in your own favor. And as your hands fall anywhere they fall, into your lap or rest on top of your thighs, let your eyes close or soften to a point on the floor so you can listen for your own breath. When you close your eyes, it's a moment to see yourself more clearly than before. To let each breath gently dissolve the day and the afternoon that was. To allow for each breath to help you arrive to where you are now. And each breath that comes after creates a little more space for what has yet to come. So as you take a moment to notice and listen for your breath without the need to shift or change or alter it in any way, can you see where your breath prefers to be this evening? For some of us, it stays higher up in your chest, perhaps more in the front of your body. And as you continue to notice your breath, can you see how your breath remembers you in return? Let your next inhale move from your nose, down into your belly, and up into your heart. And as you exhale, offer the breath up and out through the very crown of your head, so your head sits above your heart, and your heart rests above your hips. A few more breaths just on your own. as you let each inhale move in, down, and wide. And every exhalation offers itself up and out. We'll begin our practice and our time together with 3 more rounds of that same breath. So as you're ready, draw your hands to center, perhaps one palm on top of the other on your heart, or your hands in front of your heart in Anjali Mudra, a moment where you place your heart out in front of you as a guide for at least the time that we're here with one another. As you wait for your next inhale, let it fill you up completely. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. 2 more times, just on your own. At the bottom of your breath, pause for even a moment. Take notice of that difference that comes when you remember and listen for your own breath. And as you keep that connection inward, let your hands gently release. Blink your eyes open and come forward to tabletop this evening to begin to link your breath and movement together. You might have your blocks framing out the top corners of your mat. Perhaps you use them as we start to move about. But in today's table, see if you can bring your hands as wide as your mat, with your index fingers pointing straight ahead like you're making number 11s. Let your knees be underneath your hips and curl all 10 of your toes under to feel the arches of your feet. If you haven't started already, start to round and arch your spine, moving with your breath through a few rounds of cat and cow. Let's take 5 cycles of breath here together, just on your own. Seeing what it feels like to peel back those layers of yourself, to not just see how your body moves on its own, but how your body and breath can really harmonize with one another. For these next few rounds, you might stay in the rounded or arched shape for a few extra breaths. You might move more forward and back, your hips towards your heels or shoulders forward of the wrists. But as you find your next exhale, come back to table, find your neutral spine. And this time you'll keep your low half as it is, your hips, your knees, and your feet, and begin to walk your hands a couple of handprints forward of your shoulders. Let your hands stay as wide as your mat. And as you breathe in, shrug your shoulders to your ears, get very long from your hips to your armpits. And as you exhale, press through your hands to stretch your hips back and let your head get heavy to a block or the floor for puppy pose, Anahastasana. So if it feels like your butt is resting on your heels like child's pose, see if you can come up halfway, walk your hands further forward and wider than they are, and let your thighs be vertical as you melt your chest towards the earth for a little heart opener here. Do bring your head up onto a block or let it rest on the ground and try your best to breathe as you take a longer breath in. Stay for the exhale, feel the shoulder blades slide towards one another to let your heart soften towards the earth. Now stay in your puppy for a few more breaths without moving your torso. Press just your hands down into the ground. And can you lift the undersides of your arms up? So lift the forearms, the elbows, the biceps away from the earth. And as you keep the undersides of your arms lifted, press your palms forward, stretch your butt back 1 more inch and breathe into that space you've created. On your next inhale, press through your palms, rise back up to tabletop. As your hands stay as wide as your mat, walk your knees back a few inches behind your hips, curl your toes under, and take it up and back to downward facing dog. All of the breaths and all of the time to find your way there. In your down dog, perhaps you peek at your hands and see if anything shifted. Did they get closer? Did the hands turn in? Can you let your index fingers point straight ahead? Spread your fingers wide, and as you press through your palms, lift your butt up and back towards the wall behind you. A big breath in and a deeper breath out. At the bottom of your exhale, lift your heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and 1 foot at a time, start to walk your feet up towards your hands to come into your forward fold. Those blocks are right there. Your hands might come high up onto blocks out in front of your feet. You might widen your feet an inch or two or soften your knees, almost like a love letter to yourself to create more space to bow in. And as you let your head get heavy, take a full breath in through the nose. Stay for your exhale, bowing towards your heart, in towards yourself. Now, after a few breaths, climb your hands up onto your hips, stand through your legs, and a big inhale brings you all the way up to rise as your hands come down by your sides. Let your feet be right underneath your hips. As your toes point straight ahead, take a big breath in to reach your arms up. And as you exhale, soften your knees to fold over your legs. Inhale brings you halfway up to lengthen, hands to your blocks or shins as you reach your heart forward. And on your exhale, fold, plant your palms and step it back to plank pose, the top of your push-up. You might have your knees lifted. You might tap your knees to the floor behind your hips, but do let your hands come as wide as your mat. And now press through your palms and feel the shoulder blades widen on your upper back. Slide your ears back so your head is in line with your heart. A big breath in. And on your exhale, bend your elbows to lower all the way down to your belly. With those hands as wide as your mat, inhale to rise for cobra or baby cobra as you lift your chest. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog, tabletop or puppy pose for 3 slow, steady breaths. If you've practiced here at the studio before, you might have heard a few teachers say this phrase, breath to heart, heart to mind, and mind to body. For the gift of this practice is that the breath awakens and illuminates your heart. The splendor of your heart awakens the mind, and your mind inspires the full brilliance of your body. So as you take a longer breath in through the nose, fill your belly and chest. Stay for your exhale to offer every drop of that breath out. At the bottom of your exhale, lift your heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and come forward, feet to your hands into your standing forward fold. Inhale brings you halfway up to lengthen. Reach the bottom of your heart to the front of the room. And on your exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Use your own fists to measure your feet about 2 fists width apart, relatively hip distance. And with your toes pointing straight ahead, bend your knees, sit your hips back, and slide your palms to your thighs for this first round of chair pose. Now, as your butt gets heavy to the back of your mat, guide your knees open towards your second and third toes. Now, press into your thighs to lift your heart away from the floor. Stay right here for more support in your low back. If you want to add some heat in the upper body, reach your arms to the sky, but remember the breath. Take a long breath in and down. Stay for the exhale. Think butt heavy to the back of your mat. As you lift your heart, maybe your gaze away from the floor. On your next inhale, stand through your legs, reach up to touch the sky, and exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge. Come high up onto your blocks or fingertips on either side of your right foot. And now wiggle the left toes back an inch more so you get longer in your stance. 1 block and 1 hand at a time, start to walk your hands to the top left corner of your mat for this variation of lizard lunge. So let the right knee and toes point straight ahead. And as you walk your hands forward of your shoulders and wider than your shoulders, press through your palms to lift your butt up and back towards the long edge of your mat. Take a full breath in through the nose. Stay for the exhale as you bend into your right thigh. Can you lift your left thigh higher away from the earth? On your next inhale, walk your hands back to frame out your right foot. Look forward and take all the hops you need to bring your left foot to meet your right. Inhale to lengthen halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale to fold in towards yourself. For the second side, take your time. Keep your left foot forward. Step your right foot back to catch your lunge. And as you come high up onto fingertips or blocks, wiggle the right toes back to get a drop longer. And now one block and one hand at a time, start to walk yourself over to the right corner of your mat. Let your body come to the inside of your left leg. And as your hands come forward of your shoulders, wider than your shoulders, press through your palms to lift your butt up and back towards the door you came in. A big breath in through the nose. Stay for your exhale. Can you lift your back right thigh high as you bend into your left knee? And now on your next inhale, walk your hands back to frame out your left foot. Plant your palms onto your sticky mat and step it back to downward facing dog. With those hands as wide as your mat, inhale through to plank pose. Wait for the breath. Exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. On your inhale, rise for Cobra. Hug the hands together as you lift your heart up. And on your exhale, take it up and back to downward facing dog. A full breath in through the nose and a deeper breath out through your nose or mouth. From your down dog, inhale to lift your right leg up and back. Step your right foot through or around to catch your lunge. Pivot your left heel fully to the ground. And on your inhale, rise for Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2, facing the long edge of your mat. Good. Let the left knee or the right knee and toes point straight ahead. And instead of leaning forward, can you stretch back through the left fingertips? Let your left leg get heavy and see how that maybe creates space to bend more into your front thigh. A big breath in and down. Stay for your exhale. Grow tall through the crown of your head as you reach out through the fingertips. Now keep the legs steady. Inhale to reach just your arms to the ceiling. Bend your right elbow, pat yourself on the back, and let your left fingertips grab on. Now think elbow high to the sky as you press your head back to lift your chin. Notice when the head goes back, maybe the ribs go forward. Slide the ribs back as you press your head back. A full breath in. Stay for the exhale. Bend one more inch into your front thigh. And now on your next breath, release your arms to a T. Press your right leg straight. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, bring your right hand to a block or the floor on the inside of your right leg for today. So once your right hand comes to a block at any height or the ground, remember your legs. Take a tiny bend in your knees, especially if they tend to lock. And now hug your feet towards each other. Feel those inner thighs engage. As you press straight down into your right hand, reach your left arm one more inch to touch the disco ball overhead and lean back against yourself. A bigger breath in. Stay for the exhale, a side stretch. Sweep your left arm towards the front of the room. So as you reach your left fingertips towards the front, feel it start from your left foot. Press the pinky side edge of your left foot down. Reach out through the left hip, the shoulder, the ear, and as you turn your chest open to the left, breathe. Good. On an inhale, unwind. Lower your hands to the ground, bend your right knee, and take it back to downward facing dog. Now from your down dog, let your hands come as wide as your mat. Inhale to lift that same right leg up and back, the one that was just ahead in your triangle. Flex your foot, straighten your right leg. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, carve your right knee to your nose for core plank. You can always tap your right toes to the floor, but here, lift your left thigh, lift your butt higher, and as you scoop your right knee 1 inch further forward, lift your heart. Inhale to extend your right leg up and back. One more, slightly different. Right knee to right armpit. The left thigh wants to drop. Lift your left thigh. Lift your booty. Look forward and scoop the right knee 1 more inch further forward. Inhale to extend the right leg up and back. And on your exhale, come on back to downward facing dog. A few more times together. Wait for the breath. Inhale through to your plank. Wait for the exhale to lower. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to rise. Bhujangasana, cobra. And let your entire exhale bring you back to downward facing dog. A longer breath in through the nose and a deeper breath out through your nose or mouth. Now one more side. As you breathe in, lift your left leg to the sky. Step your left foot through or around to catch your lunge. Pivot your back foot to the floor. And as you inhale, rise. Virabhadrasana 2, side 2. Take a breath as you land. Sometimes the left knee wants to knock in. Guide the knee open. And as you look away from the floor and lift your heart, listen for your breath. Take a deep breath in and down. Stay for your exhale. Bend into your left thigh as you grow taller through the crown of your head. Keep the legs steady. Inhale, reach just your arms to the ceiling. Bend your left elbow. Pat yourself on the back of your heart and let the right fingertips hold on. Now, as your elbow lifts to the sky, press your head back to lift your chin. Let there be space for breath to come through. Ribs back, slide the ears back as you take a deep breath in. Stay for 1 more exhale. Bend into your front thigh. And now release your arms out to a T. Press the left leg straight. Take a breath. Grow long through the fingertips. And for Trikonasana, let your left hand tap your block or the earth on the inside of that left leg for today. Sometimes the right knee especially wants to lock out a lot. Take a micro bend in your back knee that you might not see, but you can feel. And now hug your legs together like you're riding on the back of a horse. Hug the legs in. Press straight down into your left hand and reach up through the right fingertips. Touch the lights above you. Lean back against yourself as you take a full breath in through the nose. Stay for your exhale, that side stretch. Sweep your right arm towards the front of the room by your ear. Imagine like someone's trying to tug you through the right fingertips, but you're resisting with the right foot. Reach out through the right hip, the shoulder, the top of your head. And as you lean back against yourself, maybe your chest turns open to the sky. Breathe. On an inhale, unwind, lower your hands to the earth, bend your left knee, take it back to downward facing dog. And now follow your breath as you inhale, lift your left leg up and back. Flex your foot, straighten your leg. Exhale to carve your left knee to your nose. Pause. As your shoulders come over your wrists, lift your right thigh, lift your booty, and scoop the left knee 1 inch further forward. Inhale to extend your left leg up to the sky. And as you exhale, left knee to left armpit. Can the right thigh lift, the right butt lift? Look forward and draw the knee 1 more inch forward. Inhale to extend your left leg up and back. And on your exhale, tap your feet to the floor. Wait for the breath. As you breathe in, come forward to plank pose. And lower all the way down onto your belly. Once you're on your belly, reach your arms alongside of you and turn your palms down to face the floor. Rest on your chin or on your forehead for a moment. And as you feel your legs back in space, can you press your feet into the floor and hug an imaginary block between your thighs? Feel your legs become one energetic pillar. Now press your palms into the ground. Hug the shoulder blades together. For Shalabhasana, locust pose, inhale to lift your head, your chest, float your arms up off of the ground, and exhale to lift your legs up and away from the earth. As you take flight, try to close or let your eyes soften, and remember the fullness of your breath, breath to heart, heart to mind, and mind to body. With each inhale, can you hug an imaginary block between your thighs? and think inseams of your pants to the ceiling. Now hug the shoulder blades together and lift your palms 1 more inch, the biggest breath yet. And on your exhale, release. Make a pillow with your hands if you'd like. Rest on one side of your cheek or on your forehead. But feel and listen once again for the fullness of your own breath. A deeper, longer breath in through the nose and a steadier breath out through your nose or mouth. In the style of yoga that we teach and practice from here, you're thought to have so many sides of your body. And there's the front body, the parts of you that are touching the ground right now. It's thought to be that individual body, the one that you see in the mirror, that others notice, that shows itself in the world around. But there's also the back of your body, that universal body, the one that connects you to something so much bigger than just yourself. And one cannot escape the other. They are inextricably linked. So as you take a breath into the front body, can you feel the back of your body widen? Let the low, mid, and upper back expand. And as you exhale, soften into the embrace of your own heart. Okay, after a few breaths, bring your hands to either side of your chest. Press up through to tabletop. You might sit back onto your heels, sip some water, shake out anything that needs to get shaken, and take a breath. Fans. Yes. These things. As soon as we did one, the crunch, one-legged crunch, 4 sweatshirts came off. And I said, okay, we're cooking. So let's spend a few moments on the knees now. If you'd like a blanket underneath your knees for some extra padding, please feel free to find one. You might also have blocks underneath your hands as you come forward to tabletop onto all fours. So from your tabletop, whether your hands are on blocks or on the ground, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Come into your lizard lunge. Good. And now once you bring your right foot to the outside of your hand, walk your left knee back 1 inch or 2 so your left thigh is more at a diagonal towards the floor. Now 1 block or 1 hand at a time, walk your hands over to the left corner of your mat. Look over your left shoulder at your left heel. And as you bend your left knee, lift your left toes up off of the floor. Keep your right hand connected. Reach your left hand around for the top of your left foot, or lasso a strap, or find the heel or the leg of your pants. But as you back your booty up towards that left heel, think top of your left thigh back, press into your right hand to lift your chest. You can stay here breathing. For any other variations, you might slowly walk your right hand back to the inside of your right heel. You might play with some balance and climb your right palm up onto your right thigh, or reach your right hand out and around to hug onto your left foot for Anjaneyasana. But anywhere you are, take a long breath in and down. Stay for the exhale. Can you lift the bottom of your heart, maybe your gaze, as you bend into your right thigh? Let it get heavy. Slowly let your right hand come down first, then let go of your back foot. Step it back to tabletop and take a breath or 2 here on all fours in stillness or with some movement. Let's come to the other side. So after a few breaths in your table, step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Walk your right knee back 1 inch or 2. Let that thigh come more diagonal to the floor. And as your hands walk over to the right corner of your mat, take a peek over that right shoulder. Say hi to your right heel and bend the knee to lift the toes up off the ground. Now reach your right hand around to grab onto the top of your right foot or the strap or the leg of your pants. But as your left hand perhaps stays connected to your block or any of those variations we've taken, your left hand to the inside of the heel, up onto the left thigh, or wrapping around to hug the foot, let your chest face the front of the room. As you listen for your breath, take a deep breath in and down. Stay for your exhale. The ribs slide back as you lift your heart and maybe bend 1 more inch into that front thigh. Slowly release your left hand, then tap your right foot back to the floor. Come onto tabletop, and we'll meet in downward facing dog for a moment longer as you lift your hips up and back to the wall behind you. From your down dog, lift both heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and come forward, feet to your hands into your standing forward fold. As you inhale, come up halfway to lengthen, grow long through the spine. And exhale to fold, bowing towards your own self. On an inhale, come up to rise, stand through your legs, reach your arms forward and up, get a drop taller. And exhale to release your hands down by your sides. If you have a strap, we might use it now. You can unravel it if it's in its rubber band. And you can swing the strap over your left shoulder. Maybe you'll use it, maybe we'll go into something different. But come to stand somewhere at the top of your mat. Take a big breath in to reach your arms forward and up. And as you exhale, soften your knees. Watch for the strap as you fold over your legs. Keep your right foot forward. Step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge. And now spin your left heel to the floor like warrior 2. As you walk your hands to the left corner of your mat, for this variation of humble warrior, your hands might hold the strap between your hands at the lowest part of your back. I like to start with my hands a little wider than hip distance. And as you take a big bend in your elbows, hug your shoulder blades together. Now inhale to reach your arms off of your tush to the sky. At the last second, sometimes those elbows really want to lock out. Take a tiny bend in your elbows. You might not even see it, but you can feel it. And now as you tug your strap apart, hug the shoulder blades together, and bow in towards your heart, in towards the earth as your arms reach overhead towards the left corner of your mat. Breathing. Slowly release your hands back to your butt, ditch your strap off to the right, look forward, and step forward back into your forward fold. For the second side, with your left foot forward, step your right foot back to catch your lunge. Pivot your back heel fully to the ground, and as your hands walk over to the right corner of your mat, grab that trusty strap one more time, and hold between your hands at the low back. When the elbows lock out, you feel this less in the muscle and more in the joints. So as you reach your arms off of your butt holding the strap, try to keep a tiny bend in your elbows. And now with some resistance, gently tug your strap apart, hug the shoulder blades together. As you bow in towards your left big toe, let your arms reach up and overhead towards the front of your mat. Breathing. Slowly release those hands back to your butt. Ditch your strap off to the side. Bring your hands to frame out your front foot and all the way back to downward facing dog. Whew. From your down dog, your choice. Stay here and breathe. You can lower your knees to the ground and breathe closer to gravity. Or your breath might take you through one of those linking vinyasas we've done together before. But breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. Let your breath become full, steady, and sweet. Okay, after a few breaths, let's all come to tabletop. You can sit onto your heels or onto your butt and take a breath or two. All that to get to where we're going now. So this is the first of the arm balances. So we're trying out a couple variations today. And spoiler alert, the way I like to teach arm balances is you've already done the arm balance now, maybe 4 or 5 times. But the difference is we'll put a little bit more weight on the hands. So let me show this one to you first, and then we'll do it on the right and left. The aim of this version is to never lift your hips up off of the bolster. Some of us have done this together before, but the idea is to keep your pelvis on the bolster the whole time. So this is what it'll look like. In a second, you'll bring, and this is like a little technical thing, some of us have the like fluffy bolsters, some of us have the thinner ones. So you kind of have to find a Goldilocks moment. You might need 2 blocks or you might need 1 block, and I can come help and check to see if there's any questions about it. But in a second, you'll come into your downward facing dog, hovering over the blocks, and you'll step 1 foot to the outside of your hand for this lizard lunge that we've done before. And now you land until your pelvis comes onto the block and bolster. So it's not your chest, nor is it your knee. Yeah, you want the weight of your pelvis down on the bolster itself. You take a few breaths here as you lift your chest. You don't have to go anywhere else. It's a big outer hip opener. If you want to explore something different, your front arm and leg come to make out with each other. They got to touch. And as you reach your chest forward and bend your elbows back, maybe the back foot gets lighter. It's not by kicking it, but it's reaching the chest forward, bending the elbows to lift the foot up. This leg might rest on this thigh to lift your foot up off the ground. And depending on if there's space, you might straighten this leg off to the side. But do you see how this is this? Same, but bionically different because you just happen to be balancing on your hands. But we'll all try the one with the bolster first, please, and then we'll explore some other variations. So if you'd like, 1 or 2 blocks, and then the bolster lays over them. Also, I forgot to mention this. If you saw that and you're like, really, Anisha? Someone in class yesterday did this the whole time. And that is a pose, the pose of delight. It's its official term. You're more than welcome to be here and then switch legs when we do the other side, yeah? But if you're coming into this variation, bring your 1 or 2 blocks or bolsters and come into downward facing dog, please, with your chest hovering over the bolster and blocks. So your hands will come forward of the blocks and bolsters and your chest will hover over it. Now lift your right leg up and back and bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand for this lizard lunge. Pause. Lower your pelvis so it lands onto the block and bolster. Keep your arms straight as you pause. Now press through your arms, lift your chest, grow long through the spine. And here, if you'd like to try something different, bring your right arm and your right leg to touch one another. And reach your chest so far forward, like think bottom of your heart forward, that when you bend your elbows back, you gotta bend the elbows, the back foot might feel lighter. You might come onto your tippiest of tippy toes. Look forward, look forward, look forward, look forward, look forward. Maybe your right leg rests onto the top of your right elbow, and you inchworm your right foot to the right to float your right foot up off the ground. You might look at your right foot. You might say hi to the toes. You might straighten your right leg off to the right, breathing. Come on now. And then to come out, it's like a seesaw. You push your palms back to tip your feet to the floor. Nice. Huh? Thoughts? Conundrums? There's the metaphor. That's the year of the fire horse. It's not down. I kept doing this yesterday. I was like miming this way. I was like, forward. Forward is where we're going. Because all of you guys did such a beautiful job. The thing that happens is that the head is so heavy that it wants to drop first. But here, when you go straight down, there's nowhere for this leg to lift up. So it's bottom of your heart forward. Yeah? This way. Heart forward. And you got to bend the elbows like a shelf to lift the leg up. Questions about it? Should we knock out the other side? There's always one side that feels very different than the other. So let's try the second side. Have your bolsters and blocks. Come into your downward facing dog, please. Take a breath as you arrive. And now lift your left leg up and back. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Pause. Lift your heart. And as you lower your pelvis onto the block and bolster, straighten your arms and lift your heart. Take a breath. Feel the opening in that outer left hip. If you want to move in a different direction, you bring your arm and leg to come to touch. Look forward. Fire horse. Heart forward. And as you bend your elbows back, reach the heart forward even more. Daniel, that's it. Yes, as you reach the heart forward, maybe the back leg gets lighter. Maybe the left thigh rests on your left elbow as you inchworm your left toes to the left. Maybe straighten your left leg as you breathe. Nice. To come on out. Inhale to press into the floor to tip your feet back and take it to a seat. That side feel different? Ekapada Kundinyasana 2. English translation, arm balance, no. English translation is the one-footed pose of the sage Kundinya. He's got a whole story. Okay, so like, what's... Say that again?
The weight of your thigh, the inside of your thigh is supposed to be on the pillow, like all your weight?
Most of it, yeah. But what I want you to think about is the hands are also steady. You know, there's a lot of weight on the hands. So it's almost equal of pelvis and arms. Does that answer the question? Yeah? But we're not trying to lift up off of the bolster. Okay. Yeah. That would be bionic. But now, a choice, since we are in the month of arm balances and hip openers, is no props. It goes from like, okay, Anisha, this feels okay. I kind of know where I am, to what the hell is going on very quickly. But a reminder is that we've been in these variations before, and there's places to pause. So let me show you the options, and then you get to decide which direction you want to move towards. So this is what it looks like. In a second, you'll come to down dog, and you'll bring a foot to the outside of your hand. And now remember, the tendency that wants to happen is the hips want to lower and this back thigh wants to come down. And when this back thigh comes down, it becomes very hard to lift up. So I want you to think thigh up, booty up, reach your chest forward. And as you bend your elbows back, maybe the back foot lifts, maybe the front leg straightens. And then back. Maybe. You do not have to do that at all. The other metaphor for the month of arm balances is to be able to stand in and on and from your heart is looking at something and saying, okay, maybe, or looking at something and saying, hard no, I have no interest. And there's no wrong answer to the direction that you want to move towards. One of Adriana and my teacher always says, we can move very differently yet still together. And so here you get to decide on the path that you want to move towards that stands in and on and from your own heart. So maybe you do the block and bolster again, because the second time you do something, you learn something really different. Maybe you try something new. But after this, we're lying down, if that's any consolation. Okay. So if you are using the block and bolsters, I'm going to cut you loose for a few moments. You're going to work at your own pace. If you're coming without the blocks, clear them out of the way. And everyone come into downward facing dog, please, if you're using the bolsters. Or not bolsters. Take a breath. Now see if your hands can come as wide as your mat, in through the nose, and all the way out through your nose or mouth. Lift your right leg up and back, and step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. If you're on the bolsters, you do the same thing. And if you're not on the bolsters, lift your back thigh and ass high. That was a rhyme. Now as you walk your right arm and right leg to come to touch each other, look forward, lean forward, reach the bottom of your heart forward and bend those elbows back. And maybe it's a hip, hippity hop of that back foot. Maybe the right arm rests on the top of the right thigh. As you float the right foot up off the ground, breathe. Nice. And then to come out, the ground is so close by. It can just be a poop, or take it back to downward facing dog. Nice, Grace. How'd that go? Might not be far enough. It felt like the back leg, you got to go 1 inch further forward. Yeah? Someone in class asked me, she was like, I'm going to fall on my face, aren't I? I'm like, you might. And so you can have, if you want, we all have the emotional support water bottles. You can have your emotional support bolster in front of you so that when you come, it's got to be further forward, but when you come, you can also rest it on there. Yeah? But the floor is close, so feel free to use it. Yeah, Kale? To the foot. To the side. Yeah. I mean, it can be forward unless it feels like it's straining the neck. So when you turn it to the side, it helps hug the shoulder blades together a little more. It also does the fun trick of then you become this way until you want to get this way. Yeah. For me, it helps to look at the foot. Yeah. One more side. Even though the sleepy music is on, one more side. We're going to lie down after this. So take its breath, bolster or no bolster. Come into downward facing dog. Hands nice and wide. Inhale to lift your left leg up. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand and pause. If you're on the bolsters, let your hips land. If you're not on them, lift your back knee, thigh, and butt. Now walk your left arm and left leg to come to touch each other. Look forward. Bottom of your heart forward as you bend your elbows back. And maybe, that's it, Kai, you lift the back foot. Hip, 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 hop. Maybe you look at the left foot. Straighten the left knee. As you breathe. Whoo! Nice. And back to one. Although by popular demand, it looks like we all want to sit. We're going to come to one final downward facing dog, please. How'd that go? Second side? We're not doing it again. Next week is something completely different. And then arm balances for next February, so you caught a good time. One final downward facing dog. Let your hands come as wide as your mat. Take an inhale, come forward to plank pose. Exhale to lower, and a few extra breaths in your cobra. Let your hands come wide. Hug the shoulder blades together as you lift your heart. And now press your feet down, slide the ribs back, hug the shoulder blades together, slide the sides of your throat back as you take a big breath in. And on your exhale, release all the way back to the ground. Press up through to tabletop. Bring your feet towards each other, widen your knees. And for child's pose, let your hips get heavy towards your heels as your head gets heavy onto a block or the floor or your stacked palms. You might keep your arms out in front of you. You might wrap your arms around your knees or even slide your arms between your legs. But as you soften or let your eyes close, can you call yourself back to each cycle of your breath? Breath to heart, heart to mind, and mind to body. When you find your next breath in, rise back up to tabletop. And in a moment, you'll come to lie onto your back where your head will face the front of the room, your feet will face the back of the room, and have a couple things close. So have your therapy balls just within a reachable distance. If anyone needs some, feel free to lay down, get comfortable, raise a hand, and I can bring some over to you. But therapy balls and a block close by. And now once you're on your back, bend your knees, bring your feet flat onto the floor, and reach your arms alongside of you as you press your palms down into the ground. Shrug your shoulders to your ears, wiggle the shoulder blades together. And for a few rounds of supported bridge, press through your feet to lift your hips and slide a block to its lowest or second lowest height underneath your butt. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Once you find a block to its lowest or second lowest height, wiggle the shoulder blades towards one another. Gently press the back of your head down into the earth to lift your chin. And your arms might stay alongside of you. They might rest on your belly or hips. But take 5 deep breaths at your pace. Arm balances have a phenomenal tendency to heat and energize the body. But this practice of standing in and on and from your own heart is to be in a place where you can breathe through all of the fluctuations. Let your belly and your heart expand with your next inhale. And as you exhale from heart to belly, can you let your hips get heavier into their support? When you find your next breath, press through your feet to lift your hips just enough and slide that block out from underneath your butt. Let your feet stay as wide as your mat with your knees bent, just being mindful of any props or neighbors. Drop your knees over to the right, like windshield wipers on the car. On an inhale, let your knees come back up through center, butt on the floor, feet wide. And as you exhale, let your knees drop over to the left. On an inhale, slowly, with your pace of breath, inhale to bring the knees up. And a long exhale to drop your knees to the right. On an inhale, let both knees come up through center. And last time, let your knees drop over to the left. Now, as you draw your knees in towards center, give your knees a hug in towards your belly or chest. Make some small circles, perhaps in one or the other direction. You might lean gently from side to side or stay still. But take a deeper breath in. And as you exhale, can the back of your head and your tail get heavier to the earth? Slowly release your legs down to the earth and locate those therapy balls. I'll talk you through some therapy ball work in the upper back. If you'd prefer to set up early for rest, you're more than welcome to do so. We'll meet you there right around the corner. But for those interested in the therapy balls, you can keep them in their tote or take them out and begin to lift your head, neck, and shoulders up off of the ground with your knees bent, feet on the floor. From your upper back, pop the therapy balls in between your shoulder blades to the top tips of your shoulders. And there's no incorrect place for them to be, but a place that you can breathe in and be curious about. And now you might keep your head on the floor, or to alleviate any pressure, you might bring your head up onto a block at its lowest height. For this work with the therapy balls is again less about being in the most place of intensity, the most sensation, but letting your breath become more and more expansive. Let your arms fall down by your sides as you take a big breath in and open your mouth to let that breath out. Now for 2 more places with your knees bent, feet on the floor. If the therapy balls are there, press through your feet and roll your body a few inches to the front of the room until the therapy balls come to the middle of the shoulder blades. So still in the upper back, just slightly lower than where you've been. As your arms fall down by your sides, take a big breath in and open your mouth to let that breath out. Now, one last time as you press through your legs, roll your body another few inches to the front of the room until they come down to the bottom of the shoulder blades, the very back of your heart. Not just the front, not just the back, but the very center of your being. There's a whole entire world to explore in stillness. Or to find any gentle variation, you might reach your arms up towards the ceiling and give yourself a hug as if you could reach for the therapy balls behind your back. But try to unclench your palms and fingers. Maybe you lean gently from side to side. If you are giving yourself a hug, you might switch which elbow is on top to notice any difference. But take a deeper breath in and an even longer breath out. Begin to unwrap your arms if they're wrapped around you. Clear any blocks from underneath you if they're there. And to make the exit journey, begin to scooch your hips towards your heels so you feel the therapy balls roll up your back. You might also roll over onto one side, push them fully out of the way as you drape your back onto the earth. But take a breath here into what you don't ordinarily see, but you might more than clearly feel. And now the next place to meet is in your pose of rest, your Shavasana. So I invite you to take anything it is that you need. We have so many props available. You might have a bolster underneath your knees to let your low back settle to the earth. You might drape the bolster on your belly or pelvis, almost like a weighted blanket. Perhaps you're curled over onto your side or laying on your belly. You might let your hair down or set your glasses safely off to the side. But take your time to find anything you need to become even 2% more comfortable than you are already. Give yourself enough support so that the body can rest onto the earth. I'll talk you through a few rounds of pranayama this evening to help prepare the body for rest and to draw your attention more inward. I really invite you to follow your pace more than my voice. But for this interrupted or suspended breath called Viloma Pranayama, begin by taking a breath in through the nose to fill your belly and up into your heart. And a soft exhale through the nose to empty heart and belly. Now picture your next breath in 3 distinct parts. First, inhale, breathe just into your belly, retain. Breathe into your lungs, hold. Breathe into the front of your heart, pause. And exhale through the nose to empty chest, lungs, and belly. That's 1 round, following your pace more than my voice. Inhale, the belly fills, retain. Fill your lungs, hold. Fill the back and front of your chest, pause. And exhale through the nose to empty heart, lungs, and belly. Slow inhale, the belly fills as you pause. Fill your lungs, gently hold. Fill the back and front of your chest, pause. And exhale through the nose to empty heart, lungs, and belly. 2 more rounds. Slow inhale. Fill the belly, retain. Fill your lungs, hold. Fill the back and front of your heart, pause. And exhale through the nose to empty heart, lungs, and belly. Last round, slow breath. The belly fills as you retain. Fill your lungs, pause. Fill up into your heart as the shoulders and jaw soften. And exhale through the nose to empty heart, lungs, and belly. Now, without any holds or pauses, take a breath to fill the belly, the chest, your throat, up into the crown of your head. And as you exhale, offer every drop of that breath out. Begin to feel and listen for the slow cadence of your breath, where each round of your breath dissolves the entire practice that was. Each breath helps you arrive to where you are now. And every breath that comes after creates more space for what has yet to come. So in your fullness, can you let each breath, let your physical body become heavier against the earth? And the heavier you allow for yourself to become, the more expansive and the more spacious your heart may start to feel. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and a deeper breath out. Take another breath in and down so it fills you up completely. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. Let your breath begin to slowly awaken the body that you're in with any gentle movement that feels supportive to you. You might roll your wrists or your ankles in one or the other direction. Perhaps you tip your head from one side to the other, heavy against its support. Or being mindful of any props or those around you, you might reach your arms away from your legs or draw your knees in towards your chest. But when the time comes, you can bend both knees, feel your feet flat on the earth, and reach one or both of your arms overhead as you gently roll to any side of your choice, to curl into yourself. Pause here in the place where it all began as you take a longer breath in through the nose and a full, steady breath out through your nose or mouth. Now, with the least amount of effort needed as you press into the floor, come up to rise to a tall seat facing the front of the room. You might sit onto your bolster or blankets. But as you let your eyes softly open or softly close, can you listen for your own breath once again? The breath that moves past your heart, down into your belly. And as you exhale, it moves up and out through every fiber of your being. Our time together will finish with one more round of that same breath. You can place your hands to center where that feels for you. As you take a deep, steady breath in and offer the exhale out. You might bow your head towards your heart or lift your hands towards your head in such a simple but profound gesture of self-reverence, bowing to that indwelling light of your heart and the hearts of each other who practiced alongside next to you. And I bow with all of my heart to each and every one of you all. Thank you so much for choosing to be here. Thank you. Drink water. Stay warm or cold or however the weather permits itself to be. One more week of arm balances next week, and then we change to something different. The couple of announcements I have. One, if there's anything that you used from the studio that you want to give a little swipe with, there's some wipes up here in the corner. And because Kai's here, I got to put him on blast. In the front corner, Kai's teaching, just got the teacher training certificate. So a newly minted teacher trainer is offering a Monday night series. Where is it? You were on here. I saw you on here. Rooted and Ready, a self-defense workshop. A 4-week series on Monday night, 6:30 to 7:45. It starts on March 16th. Last round, it was an enormous success, and so the public demanded we bring it back. This is Kai.
Yoga principles, functional, self-defense, practical, lifelong educator, lifelong martial artist. If you've been wondering or you've been feeling uneasy, pull up.
Thank you, Kai. Monday nights, the 16th. You can come to all of them or one. Yeah, as schedules permit. And then otherwise, that's it. What do you guys have? There's the flower show. There's Sunday, Lunar New Year. Are you doing stuff for it? No. Just attending. Okay. Anyone else have announcements? Any things in your worlds that other people might want to know about or go to? It's Mardi Gras in Philly? They do something? Oh, it's Mardi Gras. Yay! Happy Mardi Gras to the world. I did see a video of that. God, what an
There's gonna be a solar eclipse in Antarctica today.
solar eclipse in Antarctica today. I'll watch that on TikTok later. No, you don't. No penguins. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.
I'm teaching at Bach too. I just gotta figure out when to.
On the roof?
Nah.
Oh.
Nah, it's gonna be right. It's gonna be like in springtime. I won't be warm enough yet.
Yay!
It's
With who?
It's a seminar there, like the one I'm doing.
Yeah.
I just
What?
gotta get the date. So I think it's March